Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So the other day, Marvin Bagley III, his father, went on the record to say that Sacramento simply needs to trade Marvin Bagley away. Like, simply, for whatever reason, he's not really fitting over there, not given the right opportunity. Maybe just like the fit in general just is not the right one to have Marvin Bagley be successful in the NBA, right, man? I mean, he was the second pick in the 2018 NBA draft, has gone through a ton of injuries thus far in his very young NBA career, and yeah, he just hasn't really been all that special yet, man. Now, I do think he has the tools to be a great NBA player. I just also kind of agree that maybe a change of scenery would be a good opportunity for him to blossom as that player, man. So for today's video, what we're going to do is we are going to try to find some like win-win situations for Marvin Bagley and then also the Kings to get together some sort of trade to make this work, right, man? So before we get going on today's video, if you guys can now hit that like button, guys. 1,000 likes is always the goal, and of course subscribe if you're new to the channel. And yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what is a realistic Marvin Bagley trade to get him on a team with a different fit, right, guys? So let's go ahead and get going on this. And yeah, just to look at Marvin Bagley, I also do apologize that NBA Start Today mode still is not working, guys. We are on January 4th, like 2 weeks into the NBA season, still does not work. So yeah, I apologize that like the updated stats are not here, but I think I memorized what Marvin Bagley's actually doing on the season. But last year, 14 points, 8 rebounds per game. Did not particularly shoot the three-point shot well at about 18%. Rookie season showed like potential to be good at it. But yeah, so I think roughly this season he's averaging like 12 points and 6 rebounds and shooting around the same percentage from 3 off about like 2 or 3 attempts. So it's good that he's shooting them, but still getting like that 25 minutes per game. And yes, I think the biggest issue with this man is you look at the rest of the roster, and to me, Marvin Bagley, I think that due to him being injured, that really allowed an opportunity for Richaun Holmes on the Sacramento Kings to just really flourish. I mean, this guy's been absolutely fantastic. Going back to last year, 12 points, 8 rebounds per game. Just one of those players that simply came out of nowhere and deserves minutes in the NBA. I think this season for the Kings, too, they're 3-3 on the season. And yeah, he's once again been a very, very nice piece. But Marvin Bagley, kind of looking at him, I think the biggest issue is he's one of those like tweener front court players. One of those guys that you wish could play center, but simply is just really not strong enough, really not built defensively enough to really play that position. Because back in the day, like Marvin Bagley being 6'11" at the power forward spot would be fantastic, right? Like that's more like old school basketball. But at 6'11", you typically want those guys, unless they're like freak of natures like Giannis, who's 6'11" and can play essentially any position. You typically want your taller guys to be able to play center just for like small ball reasons and stuff like that. But yeah, Bagley simply is not like a great defender. He's very good at putting the ball on the court, getting to the basket. He's obviously good at posting up and stuff like that, using his height. But even like the post-up game's not really utilized as much as it used to. I would say if I had to have like a player comparison for him right now, currently in the NBA, you kind of look at him as like a Julius Randle type. I think more like looking at like old school players, you would wish he could become like a Lamar Odom and kind of like run the offense through him a little bit like that. Maybe like a skinnier, less aggressive version of like a Zach Randolph. But obviously he really needs to get like his grit and grind up. Zach Randolph was the same way, where he could do everything at that 4 spot, could play center due to like rebounding and stuff, but defensively just was not quite there, man. So we are going to look at some teams here. I think the best opportunity is simply going to be like a team that, for one, just needs a power forward, but at the same time, too, maybe like a younger squad that he can kind of like grow with. Now, this Kings team is actually pretty young. I just don't think that the fit just is working. I don't know why, man. It's kind of weird, but I guess real quick here, too, what position do the Kings need to get back in a trade? I think one thing, if they could get like a first-round pick for him. Now, I don't think you get like an unprotected pick. It would need to probably be a top 10 protected pick, because at this point, Marvin Bagley is not playing like a number 2 pick in the draft. So another, a team that might be a little worse, that could be like a top 10 pick, is not going to risk, trading their pick away that could be top 10 for a guy that is not playing like a number 2 and has injury issues. So it would probably have to be a top 10 protected pick to get back. But as far as like any other position, this team is like pretty much set. Like really the only thing I could look at here is maybe getting like another power forward, like a power forward swap. Because that's really the only position they need. Like Harrison Barnes fine at the small forward spot. I mean, I guess potentially if you want to go more like small ball, you could find like a small forward in a trade and put Harrison at the 4 spot or something like that. Potentially package Buddy Hield with Marvin Bagley in a trade to bring like an all-star caliber player to the squad. Maybe that's something to look at too. Just because Marvin Bagley does have a pretty friendly contract. I believe he's still on his rookie deal. And Buddy Hield, he's getting paid some money out there. He's got a pretty large contract. I guess it's not too bad, but all things considered, it might be a good opportunity to upgrade right there. But the bench unit's pretty good for the Kings and everything. So not even getting like a 6-man. Like, they're pretty much set there too, guys. I actually really like this Kings team a lot. I just, I think it's a good opportunity either just switch things up a little bit, maybe get a guy that fits a little bit better and kind of go from there, man. So let's look at some trades here real quick. Let's go to propose a trade. And yes, let's put Marvin Bagley into the trade proposal. So let's look at the different teams. 76ers, I guess I could see Marvin Bagley playing next to Joel Embiid, but once again, it seems like the 76ers are going more towards like a smaller ball around Embiid and Ben Simmons, so potentially maybe something like Tobias Harris could work out, put him back at that 4 spot. He could definitely stretch for the Kings very nicely. Bucks, don't really see a trade here. The Bulls are actually a little bit interesting because they have a pretty similar player that might benefit from a change of scenario, being Lauri Markkanen right here. You could simply do a swap for these guys. I think right now Lauri is the better player because he's more consistent. Now, he also does have his share of injury history, so this is not bad right here. Like, he could space the floor, obviously, for Rashawn Holmes and stuff, and putting Bagley on this team, I mean, him playing next to like Zach LaVine and stuff could be interesting in pick and roll, and it's not like a big explosion for either team. It would just be both guys getting a different change in different conferences and stuff. Cleveland Cavaliers, if they want to go more like the veteran route, they could probably put together some sort of trade for Kevin Love. And then obviously Marvin Bagley would be able to grow with this young Cavaliers team. I kind of like that idea. Now Marvin next to Andre Drummond, not the greatest. I think for the most part too, like Marvin be able to get to that basket and play in that post. It would be nice to get him next to a center that can shoot the 3-ball. So you got that to consider. Celtics, there probably is a trade here, but I don't really see that happening. Clippers, not really seeing too much with them. We got the Grizzlies, nothing going on there unless they want to go like Jonas Valanciunas, but I don't really see the Kings needing him for any reason. The Hawks, they have a pretty similar style play guy in John Collins, so once if you want to do like a switch up, then maybe, but I don't really see that happening. Miami Heat. The Miami Heat would actually be a pretty damn decent fit. I feel like Bam Adebayo alongside Marvin Bagley could be pretty damn dangerous, but I don't really see like the pieces here unless they want to give up a pick. Plus they got Precious Achiuwa, who is their rookie that they want to kind of play more a bit too probably. Hornets, I like that for a fit too, guys. The Hornets, I mean, that definitely gives opportunity. So maybe if the Kings want to get like a backup point guard, like go like Devontae Graham or Terry Rozier, that would allow them to have a really good 6-man behind De'Aaron Fox, but also at the same time too, would allow Marvin Bagley to kind of grow and roll on this team. Potentially could even put together something with like PJ Washington and even like Malik Monk. That's not a bad idea. Just something different for this team here, man. Or even like a Cody Zeller if they want to decide to go with Marvin at that center spot. That could obviously work out too. So I like the Hornets a lot. That's definitely going to be one we keep our eyes on. Jazz, a Bojan Bogdanovic, get a nice veteran score over on the Kings. And then obviously a young player to run with this Jazz squad could definitely be enticing nonetheless. Knicks, don't really see it with them already having, Julius Randle playing like a damn star this season. Lakers, don't see it happening. Magic, I guess I could actually kind of see like an Aaron Gordon swap. I could really see Vucevic, who is a good offensive center, being, a decent fit alongside Marvin Bagley. I kind of like that a bit too. That's not bad. That's a good another like change of pace. Aaron Gordon kind of run up and down the court with De'Aaron Fox could be very interesting. Mavericks, they want to go for like another piece. They got a lot of different like guards out here that they can kind of make work. We got the Nets. Not really seeing anything with them, although they could use a power forward, assuming they want to put KD at the 3 spot. Denver Nuggets, nothing really there. Pacers, they already got some bonus. Pelicans, not really seeing anything there. Pistons, no. Raptors, no. Rockets, probably could find something if you really tried, but they already got Christian Wood and Boogie Cousins in the front court. Spurs, if you want to go that veteran route, maybe you could do like LaMarcus Aldridge in like a heavily protected first round pick. There gets your veteran right there, man. He would just probably be pretty good for the locker room and stuff. And Marvin Bagley, being coached by Greg Popovich and Becky Hammond could be really fun. Suns, definitely is a potential trade here, but I'm not really seeing it. Unless they want to give up some of their young pieces or whatever. I don't really see the trade there either, man. We got the Thunder. That'd be a lot of fun, too. If he could get down there, he could really grow with that team big time. If they want to go like Al Horford, who I think the Kings were actually interested in a little bit. But, yeah, they obviously have a ton of draft picks, too, to make this happen. You got the T-Wolves. They definitely need a power forward, man. So if you want to do something like a Malik Beasley, who could be a great scorer, great 6-man for that Kings team, definitely consider that, and that would allow Anthony Edwards to grow more, or even like a Jarrett Culver. Then, of course, you can go back to Harrison at the 4 spot. Jarrett gets a larger role on the Kings team, so I like that a lot too, man. Trailblazers, no. Warriors, no. Wizards, no. So a lot of really good trade potentials right here, man. Let's go to the trade finder and see if any of the trades I actually thought of pop up, because then we'll definitely do that one, because I know it's kind of fair, right, man? So here we got Marvin Bagley. Let's scroll through the team right away. We got Tobias Harris, Middleton, Zach LaVine. Okay. There's the first pick in Justice Winslow. There's Devontae Graham and a protected pick, which I was actually kind of talking about. So far, I think out of all these, we would probably do that Charlotte trade. It's literally exactly what I said. They get the point guard and a top 10 protected pick out of it, and also a larger role for the, for LaMelo on this team going forward, right, man? Because Scary Terry has been very nice this season. So, yeah, not really seeing any other teams that I personally agreed to a trade with. Yeah, definitely not doing that, man. Damn, bro, there's Anthony Edwards. So, yeah, out of all these, we'll go ahead and do the trade over here with the, where are they at, man? With the Hornets. Like I said, is it the best trade available? I mean, I feel like getting a pick, getting another chance at a first-round pick and getting Devontae Graham, that's pretty damn solid, man. So, yeah, we'll go with that one right there for the Kings. And, yeah, man, so we got that for the starting five. Now, obviously, things could be switched up a little bit. I don't know why they're trying to start you right there. You definitely ain't starting like that, man. Jabari gets maybe a little bit of a role. They got Belitza on the team and everything. Tyrese Halliburton gets some more minutes out there. He can play multiple positions, though, so I like that. In this case, Devontae could play a little shooting guard, a little point guard, really whatever position you need him out there doing. So, yeah, I do like it. Plus, once again, the draft pick. And for the draft pick, what year was it? Let me check the report real quick here if I can literally find it, man. I'm still getting used to these damn 2K menus, guys. I'm still heavily getting used to it. Here we go. We got the transaction report. So it's the 2021 first round pick. Let's see if I actually even have the, I believe I have the right one pulled up here. Yes. So it'd be for this year's draft, top 10 protected. So let's assume these guys are all off the list. I mean, that never happens where all 10 guys are going to go in order. But beyond that, you got like Terrence Clark, you got Amar Seiler right there, Jalen Suggs. I mean, just a lot of really solid players out here that would be available for them to take. And like I said, one of these guys could very well still like fall, like a DJ Boston, Greg Brown. So I would probably say like Greg Brown would be kind of nice. Maybe Usman, I think is how you say his name. I don't really know. But definitely like that future power forward replacement would be big time. Like if Evan Mobley fell, that'd be huge, man. What is he, like a 7-footer that can shoot threes? He can be like a Christian Wood maybe. No, wait, damn, he's listed as number 1 ranking, so he's probably not falling top 10. But yeah, y'all know what I'm saying though, guys. So I don't really know if I guess I'll do the simulation. Why not? Just because you guys all like when I do the simulation. We'll see how both these teams do. Simulate through date. Disable CPU trade offers. Yeah, if you could get Devontae Graham, that'd be big. I would even go as far as taking on like Malik Monk, just because he could become like a really good scorer in the NBA still, man. He's highly athletic guard that could also use a change of scenery himself. So I'm not really guaranteeing that like Devontae Graham would be given up in the trade. That'd be a big time W for the Kings. But regardless, I don't feel like either one of these either one of these pieces to either team is enough to like heavily move the needle for the Kings about the draft pick. And, Devontae's only 25, so he definitely fits into the Sacramento Kings timeline and everything like that, assuming he can be signed to a friendly contract. And I'm kind of cool with Devontae being like that Lou Williams 6-man off the bench that can play alongside Buddy Hield or essentially De'Aaron Fox. Either one of those guys that fits out nicely, man. And the pick would be the big part of it, but if you guys can see the record, we are currently, we were 8th in the conference. I mean, it's kind of going back and forth over here. But what do you guys think, man? Do you even feel like the Kings should even trade Marvin Bagley? I do think the guy literally has not played basketball in like 9 months. Actually, probably longer than that. I don't know what his injury history was last year. I know he missed a lot of time. So if you really think about it, man, it could have been in theory like damn 15, 16 months since he even touched the basketball court. So it kind of makes sense that he would struggle kind of early on. And I really don't even think he's struggling. 12 points, 6 rebounds in 25 minutes ain't really all that bad. His field goal percentage has been atrocious, 37%. So he definitely is looking to shoot the basketball when he touches it, which for him, maybe that's him trying to kind of like increase like his intrinsic value and stuff like that, and kind of show teams, hey, I still got it, man. But shooting 37%, ain't really great efficiency. So we got one more game here. We are actually third in the conference. Wow, was not really expecting that. One more game against the Golden State Warriors and finished with a W on the season. LeBron MVP. Let's see if the man on either team got like a most improved. They did not. They're not going to make all NBA teams. So yes, we are 4th in the conference on the Kings. Hornets did not make the playoffs. Let's go to these player stats on the season real quick here and see how both these guys did. So we got Devontae, 3rd leading scorer, 16 points, 5 assists per game. I feel like he fits perfectly on this team, man. And like I said, I mean, Halliburton, he's actually been playing some great basketball. He's been averaging like 10 points, few assists per game. But I do feel like both these guys can play like multiple positions. They're both combo guards, right? And looking over at the Hornets real quick here, Marvin Bagley, 2nd leading scorer, 16 points, 8 rebounds. I feel like him with LaMelo, like these guys could really develop some sort of like connection, man. I really just feel that. I mean, I feel it just seems like it would work for me, man. So yeah, let's simulate these playoffs though, and we can lose in the first round real quick here. Simulate playoffs. Hopefully the guys finds a spot. It seems like every few seasons we always have like those guys that are like, that's like a big guy that's drafted like number 2, number 3, number 4, and we're talking about them a few years later. It's like, damn, like that player could have been more. Like another guy that comes to my mind is Derrick Favors. Like Derrick Favors, wasn't he like the 2nd pick or like the 4th pick by, I believe, the Brooklyn Nets? He's always been a good NBA player, but he also leaves a lot to be desired based off where he was picked at. But I feel like Marvin Bagley fits in the NBA better than Derrick Favors kind of does. But yeah, man, that's all we got for this video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. Be sure to drop that like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.